Hey guys, it's Tim coming at you with a brand new episode of The Spotlight, the show where I pose an interesting question or just a general interesting idea and then have you guys take it from there in the comments. So whether you love the films or hate them, one thing we all have to agree on is that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has definitely affected the film industry as a whole due to its overall success. But how positive or negative is that change? For years in the film industry leading up to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first starting in 2008, comic book movies really went in one of two directions. They were either really campy and over the top in playing up the comic book aspect, or they took themselves way too seriously and tried to underplay the comic book aspects of it. The MCU showed that you can have comic book movies that are brighter and colorful and joke around with their subject matter, but can still be taken seriously by the public at large. Or at the very least have wider mass appeal to their humor and their drama. Though basically the greatest effect that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had on the film industry as a whole is a paradigm shift in how studios view franchising now. Let's face it, in only 8 years, Marvel has created the most financially successful movie franchise of all time with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And because of this, movie studios are starting to see dollar signs and attempting to match what Marvel is doing in terms of their franchising, making things a lot more serialized and connected. The most notable example of this being the DC Extended Universe, which is basically attempting to do the same thing the MCU did, but with DC properties. But this doesn't just stop with comic book adaptations. There have been a variety of different attempts and announcements of different cinematic universes throughout the film industry. Universal's trying to cash in on it with their popular movie monsters by creating a cinematic universe for them that they attempted to start with Dracula Untold a few years ago and seem to be continuing forward with a Frankenstein-style movie. Warner Bros. Is attempting another cinematic universe with their Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, which is going to be starting with the movie S.C.O.O.B. There's even been word of creating a Transformers cinematic universe based off the Michael Bay films. And Disney's even continuing this trend themselves with the universe building and creating new content each year with the Star Wars film franchise. But what does all this franchising mean for the film industry as a whole? Well, unfortunately, it means that a lot of the time studios are attempting to rush out these franchises in order to sort of get where Marvel is now as quickly as possible. Other studios want to do what Marvel is doing, cranking out 2 movies a year that are fairly well received by both critics and fans and decently to very successful financially. They want the TV spin-offs and the merchandising and everything that comes with the MCU that's been so financially successful for Marvel and Disney over the last several years. And because of this, while it hasn't always been the case, we've gotten a lot of lackluster blockbusters because of this attempt at franchising. So there definitely are both positives and negatives to the MCU's existence in the film industry. But what are your guys' thoughts on the subject? What are some major changes in the film industry that you've seen since the MCU started up? Do you think that its effect is largely positive or largely negative? Well, let us know in the comments below. If you like what you've seen here and you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe. We have a Patreon account that you can donate to if you feel so inclined. And until next time, this has been Tim from The Spotlight, signing out.